What is up, everybody? I'm George Mossey. I'm here with my co-host, Marshana Dahlia. This is part 2 of 90 Day Fiance Before the 90 Days, Season 5, Episode 11. This is called Back to Square One. So let's talk about Mike and Jimena. So Mike has went back to see Jimena, and things are very different. So the way that she reacted, the first time she went to the airport, they embraced, they slept in the same bed. So this trip, things are completely different. She actually has been having her kids sleep in the bed with her so she can put Mike in a different bedroom. She's acting as though him being there is a nuisance to her, and her entire demeanor has changed. And it's funny because I said this early on when she said that she was attracted to bad boys, and the type of men that she was always with were always of a different type than Mike. I said there's only a matter of time before she realizes that she can't stand a good guy. There are certain women out there who just are attracted to that edginess, that bad boy attitude, and good guys actually they despise. She said, you were watching me sleep. And that's weird and creepy. Like some women would admire a guy who admires you like that. But when you like a bad boy, you don't want that. And I think that she's finally gotten to that point where she's like, I can't even pretend anymore.
Here's the thing. I think there's a level of women out there that just need to go to therapy because they are so used to toxicity and drama and bad boys and all of the stress that comes with them and anxiety that they induce, that the safe, good guy just seems to be so boring, so dull, like so lackluster that they can't even find it in them because they're just like, where is the drama? So, there are drama addicts, and Jimena strikes me as a drama addict. Other than that, you know what? I'm Team Jimena on this one. I know, unpopular opinion, but I'm going to tell you
your team boobs before dress?
I'm Team Jimena. At this point, Jimena, I want you to scam Mike for every single penny, okay? Leave him penniless. And the reason why I'm on Jimena's team with this, and it's the one moment that changed my mind last night about Jimena, and that's when he was like, I don't know if you remember, he asked her or whatever, like, do you love me? And she was like, no, I don't love you anymore. You cannot get any more honest, any more real, any more transparent than that. Once the person has told you that, I mean, if you don't get it, your grandfather told you, your father told you, your brother told you, everybody told you, you didn't want to listen, but now you're literally hearing it from the horse's mouth. Jimena is telling you, I don't want this anymore, and you're still going to be like, oh, I can change. You would have to be somebody else. At this point, you can't even change. She don't even want you. She wants somebody else. You cannot be somebody else. You can only be Mike. So the fact that he's still pursuing and not letting this go, I'm like, sis, you know what now? Clown him. Clown him. Take him for all the rides. And I know unpopular opinions. You guys like to tweet me and get mad at me about my opinions. But you guys are here and you watch week after week because you want us to give it to you straight. This is the straight. So you know what? Go off, sis.
I mean, I think that she is being transparent from the moment that he touched down. When he got back there, she was being very transparent. Her whole demeanor was just saying, like, you're here. Why? I told you not to dare come back here without giving me my augmentation surgery. So she's like, what are you doing here? And he's just like, oh, I don't want to talk about the surgery anymore. And she's like, well, we won't have a communication at all. We won't be communicating at all. If you're not going to give me what I want, I'm not even going to be pretending to even want to have a conversation with you. That ride to get the wedding dress was completely silent. She had nothing to say to him. And I think the transparency is there. If Mike doesn't see it and understand where this relationship is, it is no relationship at this point. But like you said, if he doesn't see it and he wants to keep handing her money, that is on him, because she has been 100% honest. She's like, look, I'm not in love with you. I don't really love you, and you're weird, and you kind of irritate me. And if he still wants to hand her money after that, like you said, that's on him.
Yeah, and listen, she was like, you gross me out, like you repulse me. Like, I don't really get, like, what else would she have to say? Like, why does she have to chew off her arm to get away from you? Like, understand that it's done. It's not what you thought it would be. Go home and cry. Your friends will be there to catch you. It's gonna hurt for a while, but you can get over this. Like, the longer you hold on, the worse it's gonna be. And I see him trying to hold on, and we see previews for next week where they're sitting down with some friend, I think, of his, who's like gonna be a translator for them. And I'm like, why? She already told you she don't love you. Like, sir, just move on.
So let's talk about Ben and Mahogany. So last night, Mahogany goes on a date with Ben to the San Bartolo Boardwalk, which was very beautiful, by the way. I'm not familiar with San Bartolo, but it's a very, very beautiful place. And I'm really excited to try some of their food because Ben says it's really spicy. You know, I was raised in Louisiana. I was raised on spicy. Our breakfast was spicy. Even our bread was spicy. So I was like, okay, I'll try that. He thinks that ketchup is spicy. So Ben and I have nothing in common. But he decides to ask her at the date that he wants to meet her parents. And the look on her face was of sheer terror. And I know terror when I see it. I've seen enough scary movies to know when you ask or you say something to someone and they're terrified. And I didn't know what the terrified look was from, whether or not did she want to get her parents to actually meet him, or did she think she needed to go find some people to pretend to be her parents or what. But she took him to a generic Airbnb apartment, which had no signs of life in it whatsoever. There was literally no signs of life. There wasn't any hair products in the bathroom. There wasn't any coats hanging on the coat rack. There wasn't one piece of item of food that you could eat in the kitchen. It was beyond an Airbnb, which I thought was crazy because when I know real estate agents personally, and you arrive a couple hours early and you stage the place to make it as though someone is living there. There's life. She didn't even arrive. I feel like she arrived 15 minutes before Ben did because there was literally, when she gave him the tour, she was giving herself the tour as well because when the doorbell rang, it kind of scared her. She didn't know what the sound was. So I'm really confused, and it makes me think back to what you've said all along, that these are actors. And the way that she introduced her parents, she's like, this is my mother, Sylvia. This is my father, Jose. And the way it was just so unnatural. Like when I introduced my mom to people, I'm like, this is my mom. Like, this is my mommy. Like, I'm a big baby. So like, it was just so unnatural to me. And I just want to know what's going on.
I stand by my initial assessment. These are actors. Now, is Ben an actor too who's in on the jig is the only piece of the puzzle that I'm trying to quite figure out. But right now, I'm pretty much convinced Mahogany is an actor. The parents are actors.
Jose and Sylvia.
Jose and Sylvia are actors. The apartment, we all agree. Even Ben said that was a rental. Clearly, Mahogany doesn't live there. I thought you said you lived with your parents. Now, the other part of this, if I'm just going to give the benefit of the doubt to this whole story, maybe Mahogany and her parents live in a very meager, substandard living condition, and they would not want Ben to see it or for their home to be, recorded, placed on TV, right? So there might be a level of just pride and fear of embarrassment. They may have played a role in possibly saying, let me rent a place for him to come to because I would be embarrassed. So, I mean, and that's me just giving this much benefit of doubt right here because that's about all I have left. But other than that, it's giving actor vibes. It's giving scam vibes. It's giving I'm rigging this vibes.
The scam vibe for me was she didn't remember what age she told him that she was.
Right.
And the stories didn't add up. And it made me think back to David and Lana, because Lana was talking to so many different guys that she couldn't really remember always what she told each specific one. I always wondered why they wouldn't just stick to one story. Like if you're talking to all these different guys, stick to one character. That way you don't have to have a good memory. Just you tell them all the same thing. But I'm guessing you have to tell different people different things to get things out of them. So he wanted the girl to be older than his daughter. That's what Ben wanted. So she had to shoot up 2 years in order to satisfy that, to continue with the relationship or with the amount of money she wanted. So as of now, it doesn't seem like she's getting a ton of money out of Ben unless he's not being honest with us about how much.
Yeah, no, Ben says he sent her $1,000. I'm putting that maybe 5,000. He's clearly not being honest. But yes, she had to shoot up on the age because he would want somebody who was older than her daughter. Second of all, and not to be petty or shysty or whatever, I mean, I don't know, but Mahogany, you 22 looking like that? I'm not saying you ain't cute, Mahogany. Mahogany though, I'm 40. I'll be 41 in less than 2 weeks. Okay? You're going to have to explain to me why 22 looks so just like, I mean, I would have had no problem if she just said she was 28. I would have believed it. This is why Ben wasn't thrown off when she said 24, because, I mean, you don't even look 24. I sound mean. God, I'm not trying to be mean. I'm just saying scamming is hard. It's wearing on you, sis. Find some legit living.
I agree. I just want to see where this goes. And Ben, at the end of the episode, did say that he almost feels like he should jump back on an airplane and go home because he knows there's some sort of deception going on. And I'm glad that he's there because we've always been there. And I was wondering when he was going to catch up, when he was going to hop on the deception train with us. So he's on the train with us. He's sitting in the deception area with us. So he's trying to figure out where the lies end and if there's any truth at the end of those lies. So I feel like in the next couple of episodes, we're going to eventually find out. And like he said, he didn't want to confront her and start a fight then, but there has to be a serious conversation. There was no accident of age. There was no, he said a month ago she was living with her parents and now she doesn't. There's deception. And if he really wants the truth, he's going to have to confront her and just say, look, you're lying to me. And either you're going to tell me why you're lying to me or we're not going to communicate anymore. He's going to have to put his foot down. And at this point, she's shown that she's not going to offer up the truth for free. He's going to have to demand it. So until he's ready to demand it, that's when we're going to find out what's really going on.
Yeah, or we can just skip all of this, right? Like, I'm a firm believer of some people are doing like CIA level, FBI level research just to cry and stay. Like, why like ask her for answers that in your gut you know the answer to?
Mm-hmm.
You know you're being deceived. Like you know she's told. You can with all the information he has right now. He knows right now she's told him lies. He knows right now she's lied about her age. Why do you have to sit here and be like, oh, demanding this? No, you feel it. Honestly, I hate to be that person that's just like trust your gut, but seriously, call it a wash and take your behind back home.
Jump on that plane and cut your losses while you're ahead. I agree because you know she's lying. And no relationship is ever going to make it that was based on lies when it was built. So I agree. He should just hop on that plane and go home. There's no explanation that's going to make her lying to him right.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, guys, that's it for part 2. I'm George Mossey. This is my co-host, Marshana Dahlia for S5E11. We're 11 episodes in. TLC has still not hinted at a tell-all, so we don't know how many more episodes there are, so I can't wait to see what's going on with it. Make sure you're live tweeting with us every Monday night. Thank you so much for joining us and supporting us, and we're going to talk to all of you guys real soon.